Hello everyone, we're back and we're going to talk about Hereditary. It's a new horror film, the feature-length debut of writer-director Ari Aster. It stars Toni Collette, Gabriel Byrne,
Zach Wolf,
Millie Shapiro, Alex Wolff, I think.
Alex Wolff. Oh, sorry. There's his
Alex Wolff.
Alex Wolff. Sorry.
Ann Dowd. So Toni Collette, her character's name is Annie. Her mother passes away, and when her mother passes away,
it kind of just sets off a chain
of events. Yeah, they discover a lot of things that her mother kind of kept secret.
Yeah.
And that has a direct impact on their family.
It's pretty much the spiraled family.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard plot to...
That's the best way I would say it, yes.
Yeah.
Her mother dies, the family's like, they've lost, the matrion of the family. Matriarch, sorry, anyway. And it kind of just goes from there. Like that is the, everybody deals with that, and that just kind of starts the wheels of turning.
Yeah.
The coals are going in the grill, and the train's
and to just cut right to the chase, this movie totally felt like that is such a great metaphor, because it was the exact one I was thinking of, where it feels like a freight train, like slowly gaining motion, because it's a slow burn.
It is.
It's a slow burn. Not a lot happens for a while, and it just keeps building momentum and building momentum, and by that final act is like, get the frick out of the way.
Yeah.
It takes no prisoners. Everyone. It's just like full blown chaos, and it's brilliant.
Bonkers.
Yeah. This movie is so bonkers. I loved it so much.
This is I think this has kind of set the tone. This decade, just the 2010s, has been a new era for horror, in my opinion. I think this decade, when you look back at 2020, we're going to look back at some of the best films, I think, of just the 2000s, in the 2000 cents, I think.
Smart, yeah.
Had some of the best films in the last, looking back at 2020, some of the best films the last 20 years will be made in the 2010s. Like, we have gotten amazingly good stuff. Get Out, Split.
It comes at night. The horror movies that are being made right now have way more subtext and are way more subtle than the horror movies of the past.
Yeah. We had slashers, and we've come a very long way since Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street were tearing up cinemas. This is psychological horror. This is just a completely new genre.
Yeah, it's more about.
I think it's still growing on cinema goers.
It's more about being unsettled and disturbed than it is about being like legit scared.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that there was a moment in this movie where I was like, or like, there aren't any really jump scares there, but it's more about just how uncomfortable it makes you.
Yeah. And
I mean, there's some shocking stuff that happens here.
Absolutely.
There's some deeply unsettling stuff that goes down. And it is like perversely funny. I found it to be.
I was
the only person in the theater who was laughing, but it's funny, and it felt intentional to me.
No, there is a very small comedic subline, and every once in a while it's just like dip, it dips down and gives you a little joke, there's a little bit of a running gag where something weird happens and somebody looks under the table. Like, that's the thing that people and you do it and you kind of chuckle to yourself, but you're like, man, I would do the same freaking thing if I was in their situation. Like, there's very small moments of you give a soft chuckle. And for me, he laughed.
Yeah, there's some Get Out level humor here. Not nearly as funny as Get Out, but
I knew
it has that same sort of uncomfortable.
But that's his reaction to that. He reacts. I knew there was one specific scene.
There's one scene with Ann Dowd, and oh my gosh, I completely lost it. Like it was one of the funniest scenes I've seen this year, and it was amazing. Like that's my favorite scene in the movie.
I knew he was enjoying himself when he started laughing because I didn't watch Get Out with him, but he told me what it was.
You
like.
were in the bedroom when I was watching, and you were like, "What the hell?"
Oh, there might I was there. I was here. I came home from work, I think, and you were still watching it, and so I knew that right then and there. I was like, "Gosh, he likes this movie," but. Thankfully, it wasn't like to that.
No,
level.
but a lot of times it's like unsettling, funny, and shocking, like at the same time.
And
like
that's his only reaction is to
like,
laugh. He has that. That's his.
But it's funny. Like I think it's supposed to be funny. But what was I gonna say?
Do you need a segue?
I don't know. Oh, this movie to me, people keep calling it The Exorcist for the new generation, but that I don't necessarily. I thought it was way more Rosemary's Baby than The Exorcist because it's all about dread and paranoia, and whereas in The Exorcist,
I don't think we will ever see a movie like The Exorcist.
I mean, it does have a little of the religious, but Rosemary's Baby does too, and it just felt way more Rosemary's Baby. And I love Rosemary's Baby, and I love The Exorcist, so that's not taking anything away from this movie. It just felt like it was a successor to Rosemary's Baby rather than successor to
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And there's also some Mother in here, which I loved because it's bonkers. It doesn't. It's not afraid to go places.
Yeah. And now, when I say this, I did say after, and I was happy about that, after coming out of it, I do think of recent, even though we've gotten some really good horror movies, they haven't really been marketed too well, and I think this is this could go the most mainstream.
The marketing doesn't lie.
Compared to what happened with like The Witch,
it comes
The
at
Babadook,
night.
Mother, and It Comes at Night. If you would add, this is definitely the one that could be the most successful. I think I would, out of that 5, I would suggest
you said
this.
It has a D+ score on CinemaScore.
Last time I saw it.
Because when I got out of this movie, I thought, okay, this movie's gonna do well because it seems really.
Yeah. But that was a couple days.
It seems audience friendly. I heard it had a pretty good opening. Like box office wise.
Yeah, I think it was.
I just don't know if it's too slow of a burn for people, but like if you have the patience, like. Oh, it pays off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this movie reminded me, the only thing, I think I honestly would have liked this a little better if this hadn't been followed up with Get Out from last year. Because Get Out is
I like this more than Get Out, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I love this film. This film was amazing. Get Out
it's much more visually interesting than Get Out, I think.
I would agree with that. Yes. But Get Out was something just completely different than anything
I feel like is completely different. Like I said, it feels Rosemary's Baby, but it's way different.
I got some
It's different in tone.
It's different. It's a different movie, but I think the unsettling, like that's the new thing is the unsettlement, not the scares. And I just got that. I got some Get Out vibes here. And that maybe took it down a little bit just because Get Out was like...
And maybe another reason that people aren't, because it doesn't spell things out for you. It's nowhere close to Mother where it's like...
Or It Comes at Night where... It Comes at Night, I need to watch again for multiple times.
Like this, I mean, the plot isn't hard to follow. What's happening isn't hard to follow. It's just, it doesn't spell out specifics. It's just like, oh, this is happening, and you just have to come to terms with why. But talk about I don't remember the last time we've had this genuine of a scream queen performance from Toni Collette. It is like a scream queen in the truest sense. I mean, she is in like severe emotional distress like this entire movie.
Poor woman.
Like her face is just in a constant like. And like she screams. She is like horrified. Like she's
crying.
It's a full blown scream queen.
Yeah, and I will absolutely.
And she's amazing.
I don't know how exactly I'm still trying to figure it out. I honestly do not think I have seen a pair of
siblings.
Not siblings. that mother-daughter, not just somebody and their child
alike?
looks so much like. Scenes where they were standing right next to each other, I'm like, dear Lord, she came out of Toni Collette. She must have. Like, that must be her child. I don't know how they did the makeup. I don't know how much, if she had the daughter, I don't know if she had any prosthetics. I don't know how they did it, but they look identical. They look like, oh my gosh, that's her child. Like, that is her daughter.
Alex Wolff and Lily Shapiro are great in this.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Gabriel Byrne has a really shaky American accent, but
I felt really bad because
Ann Dowd is great. She totally steals the movie when she's on screen.
She's really good. But I felt really bad because, The Usual Suspects is my favorite movie, and for some reason, it did not occur to me until the end credits. I was like, oh, that was Gabriel Byrne. I felt really bad. I didn't recognize him. I mean, it's been years since The Usual Suspects, but he was, the main four, the family, very good, and Ann Dowd. All five of them, I mean, that's really it. They're the five that carry this whole movie, and all five of them are fantastically great.
Has a great score. We love the score.
We gotta talk. And it's so funny because the score...
Colin Stetson. I didn't even really recognize it until the end, and the end is just... It's stunning. The end of the movie is completely... It's amazing.
The
imagery compared with the music, it's a complete knockout of an ending.
Yeah, and I will say that I don't think the music really...
It's subtle.
It's very subtle.
Until the end, it
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Blade Runner where like the second scene of Blade Runner 2049. I was like, I closed my eyes and just basked in the music. This was one like...
It wasn't close your eyes there, Blade Runner.
For a second to just back. That's how great that score was.
I know, but
the end of this, obviously, by the end of this, I mean, I couldn't look away. It's so, it matches and just, it's the train. And by the end, it's you just hear it coming, and the music's engrossing, and it just takes you over, and you just gotta sit there and wait for this bad boy to run out.
And the sound design is great in this movie too. Yeah. It's a quiet movie, so like every little thing that happens is like it's not loud, but you can like pick it out. And it's just it had some A Quiet Place vibes, to it. Like it's quietly loud. Not as good as A Quiet Place. Quiet Place is my favorite movie of the year. Like favorite movie of like forever.
And another thing, I almost wonder. I need to rewatch this movie.
Oh, I'm dying to rewatch it.
I'm so excited to rewatch it because I picked up Ari Aster. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah, I think.
Ari Aster. There is the early setup shot. There's an early shot in this movie.
Yeah.
He does it at first. There's a particular shot he uses. The very first time he used it, I was like, okay, that was a good way to introduce the movie, and I thought that was it. But he keeps using it in specific scenes, and I'm trying to figure out, I feel like there's almost a connection to these scenes, where I feel like anytime he uses this particular shot, it's almost like we're... this family's under the microscope, and we're watching them, and we're examining how they interact with each other and their relationship. And then anytime he's not using this shot, it's almost like we are that character, and we're living like through them, and we know exactly what's going on, and we're just like in the hot seat with them. That's how I took it after thinking about it for a day. But I want to rewatch because I feel like he only uses that scene, he only uses that shot for more expositional, out-of-the-box stuff, or anything psychological and in your head.
Yeah, that's a
he
good
uses
way of
close
thinking
camera work and, tight cuts. So that's how I took it. Maybe there's maybe somebody else has a great, another interpretation for that. I heard same things for It Comes at Night, that he uses different shots for some of the dream sequences. I know that's a different director, but so I want to watch this movie again to see if there's a connection with how he films this. But a great icon. I almost want to say iconic because I've never seen a show like this before.
This movie is a total instant horror classic. This movie will be remembered decades from now. I'm telling you, it will.
It's just
because it's it's one of those, The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby, The Shining. It feels like in that vein where it's gonna be remembered decades from now as a singular like horror experience.
Yeah.
And no, but this movie's beautifully shot. Like the first he was talking about, the Toni Collette's character makes miniature like
maybe
sets.
I don't want to explain too much about it.
No, but this I don't think this is spoiler. She makes
no.
miniature sets, and it
and she's
so
like
it
an
shows
artist.
the room. So it shows the room, and then it goes into the one house, and it's the kid's bedroom. But the way that the way it's shot, it makes it look like the characters in it, and makes it look artificial, and you can see like all the dust particles in the light coming through, and I'm just like, wow, like how did you get that? But anyway, this movie's very visually unique. It's visually exciting. Like I just completely.
And I mean, you knew I've seen interviews with Ari Aster. I've read them. This came from a deep place from him. You can, anytime anybody brings this up, like, where did you get this from? How connected are you to this? He shoots it down immediately. He has not talked about all he's ever said is, it comes from a personal place and personal experiences, this film.
Wow.
I can't imagine, I feel like this guy has gone through some real dark stuff in his life, and he has used that to bring, add to this movie, bring this movie to life, and I don't know if I want to hear his stories, because this is a messed up movie. If I wouldn't say
messed up in the best way, but
messed up in a psychological way. I will say there is some body horror. There's some body horror. It's
definitely
not excessive by the time that you get the body horror, you're already so deep. It's at that point, it's like, suck it up, just...
As soon as this movie ended, I was like, I need to figure out what this movie was trying to say, and I feel like I came to the conclusion that the title Hereditary is not... It's partially about because there's some deep, deep psychological trauma / issues in this family.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I think it's more about how the decisions that your parents make so deeply impact your life that you almost lose agency over your own life because of the decisions that your parents make for you.
Yeah, he texted me, I think it was the night.
It was the night.
It was the day after the night we saw it, and he texted me, he's like, this is what the title means. And I was like, wow, he worded it really well. I don't know if he might have worded it a little better in the text than he did there, but he great point. It's just a setup for, man, this family was kind of screwed for a very long time.
Based on decisions that were made.
For them, almost. Yeah. And, you feel for these characters, and you just feel like, oh my gosh, like, there's kids, there's anything they can do. Like, they're almost, it's just, it's
anyway, this movie's amazing. If you love horror, go see it.
Yeah, our little brother, I want to get him in a review here. He wants to do it. We'll have to do a table of three of sorts, and get him in here. He's a big horror fan, but after we saw it, I said, dude,
I know, I said, you need to go see Hereditary.
Gotta see it. I was like, I don't care if you go by yourself, go with some friends, I don't care. If you're a horror fan, go see this movie.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I will be on him until he does. What did you give this as a rating?
I gave it an 8.8.
An 8.8.
I love this movie. Yeah, it's amazing.
I 8.6. This is this is another one. I have to sit on this. But I couldn't
stop thinking about it.
I really couldn't. No.
I can't wait. I obviously with Movie Pass we can't see it twice, but I'm dying to get the chance to see it again.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it. I almost told Connor, our little brother. I almost said, dude, if you want to see this, I will go see it again. I can't. Well, I'll pay my own money to see this again. But it is fantastic. If you are a horror fan, I'll say go see this movie. I did 8.6 for this. It was so good. Horror movies, just keep them coming.
I'm loving them.
This has been we've been hitting the bullseye pretty close here for a long time in the last couple of years. So hopefully that keeps on moving, and these movies will inspire
Yeah,
horror filmmakers to make great horror movies.
Yeah,
we're getting better than we deserve.
2 of my 3 favorite movies of the year so far have been horror movies.
Yeah. And that's coming from a very non-horror guy.
I'm becoming one though. Anyway, that's an 8.7 from us. This movie's incredible. You should definitely go see it.
Go see. If you're anyway interested in this, go see it.
Yeah, if the trailer does not look interesting to you, you probably won't like it.
No.
But yeah.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Yeah.
It's out right now.
Came out just this past weekend.
Go see it. All right. Adios, guys. We'll see you next time for something.
See ya. Bye.
Adios.